welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Gerard Younger, and for today's video, I'll be talking about something that's rather simple but essential, and that would be sandbags. So I use these to weigh down my photography and video equipment while they're on C-stands or tripods, and essentially they help prevent them from tipping over and hitting the ground or hitting someone while I'm on a gig. So mainly today, I'm just going to share with you how I go about filling these up to get them heavy enough to weigh down my equipment to prevent them from falling over. Let's check it out. So just to give a quick story, when I first got into photography, I brought my camera, I bought some lenses, I brought a C-stand, I brought a tripod, and I noticed very quickly that with my equipment on these stands, it wasn't very sturdy, which was very concerning. So I went online, looked for a solution, and the number one recommendation was to buy sandbags. So that's what I did. Bought the best rated sandbag I could find, came, got the box, picked it up, and I was like, this is kind of light for sandbags. When I opened it, it was just the bags themselves. They didn't have any sand filled inside. It was just the bag. So I had to find my own way of filling them. And so I went to Home Depot and I bought a bag of sand for about $7. It was play sand, and it was about 50 pounds of sand. And I used that to fill the bags that I had. Now, I was happy that the bags were filled because pretty much when I got them, they were unusable, but I felt that they weren't really heavy enough. And so I would find myself doubling up on the bags for each stand, which was fine. I just wanted to be able to use one bag per stand if possible. So I did more research and I tried to find a solution that was heavier than sand for these pouches, and I couldn't find anything. But one day I sat down and I had a light bulb moment, and I remembered that I had this weighted vest that I bought years ago when I first started to dabble into trying to work out. But this vest had 2 rows, and there was 4 pouches on each row, and they had these weights that you can take out to adjust the weight and make the vest lighter or make it heavier. And I just thought maybe I can use those weights in the sandbag. And so I tried it and it fit perfectly. So this is what those weighted bags look like from the vest, and they're about 4 pounds each. And so in the pouch, the sandbag, I can fit 3 in each pouch. There's 2 pouches on the sandbag. On the left side, I can fit 3, and on the right, I can fit 3 more. And so roughly the bag comes out to about 24 pounds. And it's much heavier than the sandbag option I had. I actually still have those. I haven't gotten rid of them. But the weighted bags from the vests are definitely a better option. There is a couple different options to fill the sandbags that you would buy to hold down your equipment. The best method that I found is, again, using the weighted bags from the vest that I purchased a while back. But to get into the other method that I use, which is sand, I have 2 bags that I filled with the sand, and I've had them for about a year now. And I'm starting to notice on the bottom, on the sewed portion of the bag, the sand is starting to leak out, and I can see stains on the bottom that indicate that. So over time, that is definitely going to worsen. And if it decides to leak out in a good portion at one point, that's going to be a mess. But I would not recommend filling it the way that I did, which was I put the sand directly into the pouch. But instead, I would recommend using a heavy-duty Ziploc bag. You put the Ziploc bag into the pouch, and then you put the sand into the Ziploc bag while it's in the pouch. The next method would be using actual rice. Now, this is pretty much comparable in weight to the sandbag that I have if I have this filled in the sandbag pouches. Now, the only thing with this is 50 pounds of the sand was $7, whereas 50 pounds of rice was around $30, $35, so it's a lot more expensive than the sandbag method or the sand method. So if you're going to use this, just consider that. And also make sure with this method as well that you put it in a heavy duty Ziploc bag or a heavy duty bag while it's in the pouch so it doesn't leak out. And to move on, the method with the weighted vests, or the bags from the weighted vests. So I was able to find these separately. I was able to find them on eBay. I couldn't find them brand new. I could only find them used, and basically I had to type in bags for weighted vests, and I'll have a link in the description below if you wanted to buy a couple of these to fill your sandbags with. If you do, I think this is the best option because these are sealed already, and there's like another bag inside of this. I kind of cut one of these open, not fully, but I cut the bag here, and then there's another bag inside, so it's kind of well sealed, so you won't really have the rice potential leaking issue or the sand potential leaking issue. This one is like sealed already, so when you put it in the sandbag, you don't really have to worry about putting it into another seal to prevent it from leaking. Again, I was able to put about 3 of these into the sandbag, so it was able to weigh down the bag quite a bit. And I would say roughly it's about 24 pounds with 6 of these in a single sandbag. If you're searching for a solution to fill your sandbags with to hold down your equipment, again, the best method that I found is using these weight bags from the weighted vest that I had. The original vest that I bought was purchased 10 years ago, and the bags themselves have held up quite well, and so I expect the same with the new ones that I recently got. The only thing with these is they're hard to find. They're only really sold separately on eBay used, and so you'll see a seller pop up now and then that has these available. The one that I got mine's from recently, he had 10 for about 33 bucks, and so I bought those. So I thought it was a really good deal. I went ahead and picked them up. But if you notice any that are sold from a seller and it's within your budget, I would highly recommend buying the weight bags to fill your sandbags with. On another note, I've been trying to figure out what exactly is inside these bags. I don't want to cut one of them open because I don't want to waste them, but whatever it is magnetic. And I'm guessing it's possibly filled with still shot. I can't confirm that, but that's my assumption. So I went online to see if anyone sold still shot separately, and it appears someone does. It's a seller on Amazon who sells a 50-pound bag of it. What I'm going to do is, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to buy it, and in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to update the comment section to let you all know how good of an option that is, because I would assume it's denser than the bag of rice, denser than the bag of sand, and possibly denser than the weighted bag from the weight vests. Stay tuned on that. I'll be sure to update the comment section below. If it's denser, it may be the better option because this is a little harder to find at the moment, the weighted bags, but we'll see. I'll let you all know. To briefly touch on the empty sandbag material, it's made of a polyester fabric, and the company themselves states that you can usually get up to 5 years out of these bags, but in my opinion, I think if you're using sand, if you're using rocks, especially jagged rocks, or if you're using metal plates, which I've heard people use, those will most likely create weak points in the material, and over time just dropping the bag down on the ground, it's likely going to create an opening on the bag at some point. And so I think using something like this would definitely be less damaging to the bag over time. Besides that, the handle and the included carabiner are of very good quality, and so I see those lasting quite a bit on the bag. Also, the bag has double zippers, which helps prevent anything that's inside, for example that sand, from getting out. Alright, that's all I got for y'all today. If you stayed up until this point, I really do appreciate you. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer them. If you found this video to be entertaining and helpful, please leave a like. And if you're interested in seeing more content from me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.